Chapter 54, Troubleshooting Commercial Systems, Components, Diagnosis. Objectives. Test the components of a system to determine what causes it to short cycle. Identify and distinguish the various causes of abnormal noise created by commercial refrigeration systems before implementing a remedy. Identify restrictions and pressure drops in various inline components using a temperature survey. Inspection items for commercial units. We'll go through these one by one through the PowerPoint and using other videos. Checking electrical circuits with power on and with power off. Some of the circuits that you'll be checking are defrost, timers and systems, crankcase heaters, internal motor windings, solenoid valves, electrical interlocks, various other accessories. Caution: when servicing compressors, do not start the unit without having a fully functioning and overload cutout device in the circuit. Inspect motor controls to determine whether it trips freely. Inspect and clean all electrical contact points. Replace dirty or pitted contact points. Checking external motors. Electrical troubles, mechanical troubles including misalignments of belts and pulleys, excessive play, fault in bearings and pulleys, worn bearings, cracked or worn out rubber isolators, dry bearings. The pictures show a device, a V-Groove measuring tool that, V-Groove measuring tool that they do make these in other shapes, so you can check if your pulley is worn out. You can see in this picture mainly the right-hand side of that pulley has really worn out, so that means the belt's not going to stay on very long. It could pop off or it could wear the belt out prematurely. So this is something this pulley would need to be replaced. Checking condensing units. Common problems: compressor efficiency, condenser efficiency, refrigerant charge, refrigerant cleanliness, electrical circuit problems. So some of the items you might check is to make sure the compressor, put an amp meter on it, and make sure the compressor is pulling the rated amps. You would like it to pull a little bit less than the rated amps, not more. Condenser efficiency, make sure the condensing coils are cleaned. Make sure that enough air is moving through it to work properly. Refrigerant charge, again, put your gauges on it, see if the refrigerant is charged to the manufacturer's specifications. Refrigerant cleanliness, you might want to take an acid test on the refrigerant to make sure it hasn't turned acidic. Electrical circuit problems, again, checking all the components, including the electrical for like a contactor, make sure they're not pitted or burned. Open drive compressor. Check compressor first on no cooling service calls. So you don't want to go out there and look at the cleanliness of coils or check contactors until you know the compressor is fine. Check the oil level and the oil condition. Common causes of trouble: faulty valves, faulty seals, worn pistons and cylinders. Testing an open drive reciprocating compressor intake and exhaust valves. It needs to have the ability to produce a vacuum, ability to hold high pressure, and ability to hold both vacuum and head pressure. Checking for compressor valve leaks. There's method 1 and method 2. I've always used method 2. Remember, this is for open drive reciprocating compressors. Method 2 is connect the gauge manifold across the compressor. You front seat, turn all the way down the discharge service valve. Hand crank or briefly cycle the compressor. Fluctuating head pressure indicates a leaky exhaust valve. After cycling off, drop head pressure also indicates a leak. Testing for crankcase seal leaks. The picture is much better on page 1472. You could take a look at that and read the instructions for that. Items to check on a hermetic compressor. First, I'd like to say on page 1477, there's a really good troubleshooting chart. It'd be something you should always have with you. You can keep your book with you in the truck. It's a good idea. If not, have a photocopy made of that. It's something that you can use many times. But on a hermetic compressor, you're going to check for the oil condition, current voltage, and current to motor, electrical wiring and electric controls like the contactor, motor capacitors. Motor problems are usually open circuits, shorted windings, and grounded windings. This is the first part of the Chapter 54 PowerPoint. There's going to be a few videos to watch after you watch this section.